Right, thank you.
Ya, baik, Professor Jati. Perhaps you will explain more about the topic in your speech, ya, Pak ya.
Yes, I will. All right.
Yeah.
You guys can see my slide now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, wonderful. All right.
Yeah. Time is yours,
okay.
Professor.
I get only 15 minutes.
Speak in English, is that okay?
Yes, it's wonderful. No problem.
Yeah.
I need to this one's first. Wait. Right. Assalamualaikum and very good morning, everyone.
Assalamualaikum.
All right. Thank you. First, thank you very much for inviting me to be part of the keynote speakers for this conference and for the organizer. Okay. This is not my first time with Indonesia as a keynote speakers as well as guest lecture. All right. I'm happy to be part of the keynote speakers to contribute something and share some of the knowledge on the topics. What I gave it to organizer earlier is innovation and entrepreneurship. But now, after read a few topics on this area, is kind of something that could give me something that I would like to share with the rest of audience in this conference. So the topics will be implications of artificial intelligence on entrepreneurship. All right. Okay, basically, when you look at before we focus directly to the artificial intelligence, probably we could have some rough idea on the scenario on the third revolutions, this era of the industrial revolutions, we call it third revolutions, where we can see the introductions of computers in manufacturing. After that, then we shift to 4.0, industrial 4.0. This a new paradigm where shift from the manufacturing paradigms, machines simply operationalize routines, digital manufacturing, where the machine are capable of communicating with each other, self-monitors and collaborating autonomously. So that will be another new era of the technology. And where you can see under industrial 4.0 is another technological evolutions and the futuristic models to the word smarts and intelligent system. Okay, those are quoted by various sources from references. Right. After that, then come the words of artificial intelligence. I believe everyone now is familiar with AI. Yeah, there are a few of the apps as well as the software related to the AI that we actually use it. It could help us to make our works easier, better, and more efficient. So this is all by, okay, artificial intelligence is defined as part of intelligence demonstrated by machine. We do have a lot of definitions on AI, but here in general, I would say that the artificial intelligence is machine by, okay? And in terms of academic field, that how the examinations of how digital computers and algorithm perform tasks and solve complex problems that would normally require or exceed the human intelligence, reasoning and predictions of power needed to adapt to change circumstances. So here you can see that the earlier part of the AI was presented by the computer scientist by John McCarthy. It's like more than 20 years ago. And it's considered as AI as the science and engineering of making intelligent machine. So I quoted one of the papers by Anderson and McCartney, 1958 and 2002. Okay? And here, other than AI, the new terms is IoT, Internet of Things, and also AR. Yeah, AR is referring to the augmented reality. So I believe most of the audience here is familiar with the words. Okay, so AI is integrated to the Internet of Things, yeah, which is extended the connected network of physical devices, where the machine can interact and communicate among themselves. It's really amazing, isn't it? So for IoT, AI processes and transforms vast volumes of data to create useful outcomes, interconnecting the software languages. So they do have languages on the software so that they be able to communicate among themselves. Other than that, we have also augmented reality. So I believe during the COVID pandemic before, if you are really into tourism, some of the programs that you don't have to go there, but you can use AR. You can feel that you are visited those places. Yeah, that's why AR here is a human-computer interaction system that blends real and virtual 3D objects in the real time. So I quoted from Azuma et al. 2001 there. So even myself, I've been used 3D AR, although it feel like you're there, but me myself, I still prefer I have to go to that places that I can feel the real experience. Right now, these are the examples of the AI. Yeah, even you can use search your baby's name. Yeah? Here, I just find one of the articles and pictures in Google where you can see Ray baby's name according to AI. The name is so weird there, but it looks nice anyway. But it's really very rare name. Okay, when you look at the cosmopolitan journals there, it's a beautiful woman, is Sophia robot. Yeah, I've seen Sophia robot in person when I was in Malaysia last time, and this robot is really like human beings. You know, when you speak to you, he can even move the eyes, nose, and smile at the same time. So I don't know how AI is able to do those in current situation, current years. Okay, now the last another slide, you can see another pictures, you can see OpenAI. The one is more on ChatGPT. So I believe students from the universities, I don't know, maybe you guys are familiar with ChatGPT also. Like our student, they use ChatGPT most of the time, so it's quite not good in another way, but we have to be. So the useful AI tool that have a lot of the students in the class. So they are approximately, they have 30 AI tools to use in the classroom. So if the student able to use this AI positively, ethically, I believe they have a lot. But another angle, there will be a big problem. Okay. And even other tools for AI text. Okay, we have for design, we have videos helping them, content, productivity, businesses, presentation, and research. That's why students nowadays, I believe they are very lucky enough. They are lucky a lot enough because I help them a lot in doing the works. Right, this is another lot of artificial creativity landscape. We look for linguistic, we have for the marketing and sales, copy, text optimization, coding and web development. We have design, video generation, music, creativity, scientific, and so on. So this is why when give these few examples, you can see slowly how I relate my topics to the entrepreneurship. Okay, right. Now, what is the good things of AI? Of course, it will help to, it's another of renaissance of the terms of human work. So we will, if you try some of the application AI now, you can feel that the work is easier, more faster and efficient. You can do proposal, for instance. I use AI, ChatGPT, when preparing proposal for simple literature, but the models of the framework I have to develop myself. So at least I really save the time on most of the part of proposal where I can prepare my proposal like 3, 4 at one time, at one day, during one day, you see. But I have to read through and really make sure that the words, sentences, and context of the articles proposal is really relevant to the specific topics of the proposals. Okay. So AI empower people with powerful tools to do more and act with superhuman abilities. In doing so, AI has the potential to rehumanize work. I like the word used by Dotley and Wilson 2018, rehumanize works, giving us more time to be human rather than working as machine. So in another angle, the good things of AI, this is the one. Okay, right. Now, but the other side of the coin, the firm need to face increased pressure in terms of productivity and need to stay competitive. Because everyone uses AI, everyone will be very productive, everyone will be very creative. So in order to survive, you have to be very competitive. But another angle also, increase unemployment and inequality. So the first wave of mechanical automation's disruption, manufacturing, and subsequently destroy retail in the second wave of digital innovation. So I quote by one of the authors, by Karl Marx and his friend, 2001, is for last 2 years paper published. Okay, all right. Now, this is another things that we quite worried about AI. I saw this article like March and May 2003 by Digital Reporter. They said artificial intelligence godfather regret inventing warning of its imminence and profound danger to humanity. Well, that will be not possible one day. Even now you can see another pictures there. Scary enough, isn't it? AI is now creating photos of earthquake and tsunamis, and that never happened. So everything looks so real. Okay, so sometimes we feel a bit not really trust whatever we saw in FB and so on. Right. What we're going to face is a future challenge pertaining to utilizing the advantages of availing AI technologies in terms of new opportunities and productivity improvement, while avoiding the disadvantages in terms of job losses and greater wealth inequalities. This is based on Hadith 2017. Right, now how we integrating AI entrepreneurship. So after looking at what AI can do in the various angles of our career, probably in productions and things like that. So now how we integrating AI and entrepreneurship. This part is based on the reading and paper published by various authors in line with integrating AI and entrepreneurship. So this innovation actually are changing technological entrepreneurship, particularly if we come to the new venture and creation process. So that's why I divided this one into 3 main ideas later. So AI holding particularly crucial implication in terms of how entrepreneurs develop, design, and scale the companies during their entrepreneurial process. So this is how I will discuss integrating AI and entrepreneurship. Okay, so as any radical innovation, AI can empower entrepreneurs and enable the creations of new opportunities. By gathering all information, they will see the opportunity, what can get from there. Introducing new products and services in the context of entrepreneur. Now, first one is opportunity. It's how actually AI help entrepreneurs in engaging in operating digital transformation through AI. Okay, so different effort, power, a new range of business opportunity. As a new opportunity emerge, the entrepreneurs face new strategic options. So this is how the opportunity is to reshape new product or services or new business models from there. Right, by APSKI and Outreach 2020, I just summarized the findings from his papers. AI and the big data, here the words big data come to the pictures, can function as external enablers of the new entrepreneurial activities because they could consider an example of radical external changes of empower and enable new economic activities that introduce new product or services via entrepreneurial. Okay, here big data is, of course, there will promise a lot of digital numbers in digital technologies. So in tourism, for instance, and also hospitality, they heavily rely on data, okay, such as AI and also IoT. So here, the new digital entrepreneurship field could be formed within this industry. I believe most of the states in the country, in Malaysia, for example, earlier last year, we focused much more on big data. It's way how we have a lot of data that we can strategize most of the strategies in business, the certain industry. Okay, so based on Mariani 2019, the development of AI when applied to data mining and predictive analytics could lead to the developments of effective digital business models to support products, process, and business model innovation. Is what it can be. Right, now next one is after opportunity, they will look for the decision making. So AI actually is human and machine have strength and weaknesses. Human perform better when data is scarce. We don't have enough data, we work much. We work so hard to get data. But machine, if they have a lot of data, they will come up with a more effective data to examine. So therefore, the entrepreneurs is able to make the best decision from AI. As a firm generate more data, they need to develop predictive analytics become crucial. So this can improve decision-making processes and can enhance decision support for entrepreneurs. So deeply, of course, we can summarize based on Cross et al. 2020, we can say that deep learning can improve decision support within core areas of business operation, increasing the quality of the decision made in terms of effectiveness and efficiency when they make the decision making. Right. After opportunity decision making, last one will be your performance, entrepreneur company performance. After identifying the opportunity and making decisions to pursue, the entrepreneur should act upon their decision to improve the performance of the business. So here this can affect the entrepreneurs working as the ally alongside intelligent machine. It means that we work together on this. Is able to take advantage of the complementarities of human work and machine learning to obtain the best result as possible. So here definitely can affect the economics, shifting global demand, lowering prices, boosting productivity, and restructuring industries. So here we can see the development of new technologies. Many routine operations have become automated. So definitely the company performance will be much better. Right, LR will provide induced productivity and resource efficiency. So I highlight those two words here. To improve in technology adopters by enabling upgrading processes. So with AI, the companies, the businesses, entrepreneurs able to collect a huge amount of unlimited data that could be analyzed to measure entrepreneurs' performance by providing quick solutions and guidance for their practices. So software to drive various aspects of the businesses, including operations and productions, while automated procedures. This changes the way entrepreneurs perform and could result in automated scales of production with innovative processes, which is not available today, right? But future, yes, they will do. So here, I can say that entrepreneurs obtain many benefits from AI use. It creates unique opportunities to grow the business, support the improvement of the business operation at a very low cost, okay, along with high efficiency rate that help to ensure the growth of the business in the global market. I quote from Darwish et al. 2020. Right. Well, this is just the end of my presentation. I hope it's still within 25 minutes. At the greatest potential, I would say that human and AI, we complement each other. Okay? Because AI enhance human capabilities. Human strengths such as creativity, improvisation, dexterity, judging, and social leadership skill are still relevant. And it's still important are the strengths of the machine, such as speed, accuracy, repetition, creative skill, and scalability. So I quoted from Daugherty and Wilson 2018. So now we are still in the beginning of new era of industrial transformation. So I believe entrepreneur will make it today, will influence of the future business. So the main advantage of AI is ability to increase human skill, as I mentioned earlier. So therefore, relinquishing to AI all automated processes that can be governed in a more efficient, precise, and faster way than a human would allow entrepreneurs to better express their creativity, empathics, and visionary potential in a way that no algorithm will be able to match. With this in mind, AI does not become a dangerous enemy, what they say, but it will be the enabler for the entrepreneurs. So my topics is my references is based on artificial intelligence as enabler for entrepreneurs, based on the systematic literature review. Right, that's all my presentation. I hope it's still within the time frame. Okay, guys. There's no voice there.
Ya, kepada Ibu dan Bapak yang mungkin sudah hadir di atrium Bina Nusantara University ya, mungkin ada yang mau ditanyakan kepada keynote speaker kita hari ini, Profesor Jati dari University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia, yang tadi sudah menjelaskan mengenai pentingnya ya, mungkin pentingnya artificial intelligence di dalam entrepreneurship, di dalam kewirausahaan. Baik, Bapak Ibu, mungkin ada yang... Oh, mungkin suara saya yang tidak masuk ke Zoom ternyata.
Sekarang sudah ada, Bu. Ya, saya bisa dengar.
Okay. So now my voice is quite clear.
Yeah, okay.
So you haven't heard anything from me, I assume, Professor Jati, from the beginning of the...
Tadi nggak dengar.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Alright.
Okay, so ya, mungkin ada pertanyaan dari Ibu dan Bapak yang hadir di sini begitu mengenai hubungan antara atau pengaruh dari artificial intelligence dengan kewirausahaan. So, well, Professor, as we are all entrepreneurship, the lecturers of entrepreneurship here who are present in the conference today. So I was wondering whether there are any implication of the AI in particular to what we can do in classrooms, for example. And what, well, nowadays university has to deal with what we call as AOL. Are you familiar with that? Assurance of learning. And how do we measure, perhaps? How do we manage to measure the influence of AI to the AOL of the university, let alone to what? To engage the students with the influence of AI. Perhaps you can
explain this.
Share your thought on that. Yes, right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Probably I should get back to my seat.
Okay, all right. So actually, now since we are still using hybrid approach for teaching with our students in Malaysia, I'm also a lecturer from Faculty Business. So we all actually utilize most of the AI available software, free software you can download from internet. One of them is a ChatGPT. Although ChatGPT is, I do not really encourage my students to use ChatGPT. If you guys familiar with ChatGPT, where they have a lot of for them to do to guide them when doing assignment, um, because I give them a topic, simple topics on terms in marketing. So they will just simply download open the ChatGPT website. They can just type in the definition probably, and some of the more detailed explanations of the certain terms. So ChatGPT, they will come up with the answers and write up explaining on what are the terms that I use during my lecture. So in other way also, they could help students preparing the assignment, which is, I think, is good in another way. They read a lot. But another angle is they make the life students so easy. They can just type anything, the ChatGPT will prepare everything for them. There is another angle. All right. The videos, editing posters, everything is all they use of AI. So that's why when students send to the posters assignment, the videos, it looks so professional. I never use those. And even I said, how you do this? I said to myself, from AI, sir. Oh my God, the poster is so nice. In our time, my time, last time, they use a manual way how to draw, you see. But these people, students now, when they use this AI application, the quality of work is amazing. When they need the creativity also, they just simply put and paste the pictures, but the creativity need in order to come up with a better pictures or assignments or video. If you just put AI itself to help you, they might not be able to align on the requirements of the specific topics or the assignment that you give to your students. Yeah. I hope I'll be able to answer your questions, madam.
Yeah. Yes. Well, actually, when we're talking about the issue that is trending today, such as ChatGPT, well, not only that we have to think about the strength and weakness of the new type of technology such as ChatGPT, but also we have to think about the opportunity and threat that the new technology brings. And I also realized that there are some schools, some universities in parts of the world that also include or encourage the students to use the ChatGPT in the classroom. So they just yes. So if we have certain problems and we not we, I mean the lecturers are letting the students to use ChatGPT to search for the answers, and then
Yes,
we can
correct.
discuss. Yes, and then we can discuss further what we can do about the response that the software brings, for example. Okay, thank you, Professor.
Okay.
And then perhaps I would like to invite the members of the audience who are on site. Mungkin ada dari Bapak Ibu sekalian yang hadir di sini untuk memberikan pertanyaan kepada Profesor Jati Kasuma dari University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia. Hold on a minute. So I think there is a question in the chat room. So the question would be from Bapak Aryo, if not mistaken. What artificial intelligence implementation is the right combination of entrepreneurship and artificial intelligence to apply to people with disabilities? So that is one topic that is quite common nowadays as well, Professor.
Yeah.
So perhaps you would like to elaborate your thoughts on that.
Okay. I try to understand the questions here. What AI implementation is the right combination of entrepreneurship and artificial intelligence to apply to people with disabilities? Okay. Now I believe some of the NGOs who are handling of these disabilities people, they did provide some trainings of the disabilities people on using of AI. Yeah, because the application is not difficult enough. But when they're able to apply the knowledge, the skills in utilizing of AI apps, yeah, so they'll be able to come up with a very good artistic products that they're going to sell. There are a few people I saw it a few times when I visit NGOs who handle of autism kids. They try to produce a few simple handicraft that use the AI artificial intelligence to suggest to them what will be the models of the product they will produce. So the simpler version that the autism students able to produce. So definitely those are the products they're going to sell to publics if they're interested to buy those from the disabilities people. So I hope that some of this a simple example that are able to answer your question, Mr. AA there in your chat room, yeah. Or maybe anyone who have experience and how the NGOs utilize the AI to help the entrepreneurs and disabilities happen in Indonesia, you can share some here with me also. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Jati, for the answer, yeah, or your response on that. Okay, before we move on to the next question, for example, perhaps I would like to know, is our second keynote speaker is in the Zoom? Is Ibu Dorothy already in the Zoom or not? Ibu Dorothy sudah masuk belum ya di Zoom-nya? Oh, so Ibu Dorothy udah datang tapi ya. Oke, so yeah, Professor Jati Kasuma. So perhaps we can conclude our session here since our second keynote speaker has already arrived in the Zoom meeting. So yes, so as you can see earlier, perhaps we would like to share our appreciation and present to you the certificate, yeah. Certificate of appreciation for you, Professor, for your time and expertise that you have shared here in the conference. So thank you, Professor, for your presence and time, also expertise that you have shared here. Can we give a round of applause? I don't know if we can hear, the professor can hear.
Yeah, okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you
Professor.
So much. All right, bye. Thanks,
yeah.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you. Pleasure. Ya, oke. So Ibu Dorothy, Ibu atau Mbak ya, mungkin Mbak aja ya. Oke, Ibu Bapak sekalian, kini kita akan mendengarkan mungkin ya paparan yang akan diberikan oleh Ibu Dorothy Ferrari. Selamat pagi. Aduh, ini selamat apa nih ya? Selamat tengah malam kayaknya ya kalau di London ya. Terima kasih ya Mbak Dorothy udah menyediakan waktunya untuk bisa sharing walaupun perbedaan waktu yang cukup panjang begitu. Oke, sebelumnya mungkin izinkan saya untuk membacakan CV Mbak Dorothy sebentar ya sebelum memulai paparannya. Oke, Ibu Dorothy Ferrari ini adalah I don't know whether you are still studying or you have finished your PhD. I believe that you have finished ya.
I'm just waiting for my Viva. So I'll finish the research just for the Viva.
Yeah, all the best for the Viva. So
Thank you.
congratulations, you have achieved this far. Yeah. So, Ibu Dorothy, Mbak Dorothy is from the UCL, University College London, Institute of Education, Department of Education, Practice and Society. And her master student in science is earned from London School of Economics and LSE London as well in Development of Management. And her BA is earned from the University of Hertfordshire, UK, in Business Administration. I believe that you are, I don't know, you are still serving or you have served as the chief of the PPI London you are still, yeah?
No, that was back in 2014. So I'm
okay, so it was quite some time ago.
Indeed, yes.
Okay, so hold on a minute. So your topic would be, hold on. Oh, so you will be talking about the innovation pedagogy and the learning curriculum, if I'm not mistaken? Or do you have any new topic for this morning in Indonesia?
Yes, similar. So it's implementing lessons learned from higher education in the UK, and I'm going to bring a case study, Indonesian case study, to give an example how I bring the UK policy to Indonesia.
Oh, right. So this is something that would be quite implementative, I believe, that we can apply in Indonesian schools and universities. So, okay, then, without further ado, perhaps, okay, so Mbak Dorothy, perhaps you would have time about 15 to 20 minutes to deliver your material, and then we will continue with a brief of question and answer, or perhaps further discussion about what you have you will be sharing with us. Will that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. So without further ado, time is yours. Ibu dan Bapak sekalian, Ibu Dorothy Ferrari dari London ya akan mempresentasikan paparannya mengenai pendidikan dengan mengambil contoh studi kasus di Bhinneka University Entrepreneurship Study Program. Ya, silahkan Mbak Dorothy, time is yours.
Thank you very much. So I'm a lecturer at University College London, but I also help out to build a new university in Indonesia. It's called Satya Tera Bhinneka University, always shortened into ST Bhinneka. And I'm the Vice Rector for Research, Community Service and International Cooperation. So I'm going to use what I've learned in the UK and how I bring it to university that I helped to establish in Indonesia. So I guess I'm going to skip this part, but I just want to say that before being an academic, my background is actually in business. So as I think explained, I did a degree in business, but I also have a company, education consultancy company in the UK. So I still have my practical knowledge, and I want to bring that into university, because university should be a combination of theory and practices and and shared knowledge, shared experience. So because the time is quite short, so I'm just going to quickly go through what we're going to cover today. We're talking about teaching qualifications, program structure, learning methods, teaching pedagogy, constructive lecturer, and then how traditional classroom and constructivism classroom difference learning method before I conclude. So let's first look at teaching qualifications in the UK, in higher education in the UK. So if you want to be a lecturer in the UK, you either get a degree, a postgraduate certificate in higher education. So this is a formal degree certificate. It's offered by various universities in the UK. So you take another degree to become a lecturer, or you take additional certification offered by the Higher Education Academy. So this is a member-led professional charity organization, and it is operated in various universities, including UCL. So with the Higher Education Academy, you have 4 types of fellowships: Associate Fellow, Fellowship, Senior Fellow, and Principal Fellow. So I have the qualification of a fellowship, and fellowship is for lecturers. So Associate Fellowship is for junior lecturer, so lecturers who have just started teaching. My qualification fellowship is more for a lecturer, a seasoned lecturer, because I've taught at UCL for over 6 years now. And as you gradually climb the ladder, then you might want to get a senior fellowship and principal fellowship. So the fellowship qualification is considered as a postgraduate certificate in higher education. So there's an equivalence between the 2 qualifications in here. So it covers areas such as areas of activities, core knowledge, and professional values. So being a lecturer in the UK is not enough that you know what you teach, but you also need to know how to teach, like pedagogy and so on. So this is what the benefits that you get with the higher education academic qualifications. You get teaching pedagogies, how to teach in class. You might be a wonderful entrepreneur lecturer, but if you don't use different methods in your classroom might be boring, you know, or your students might not get what you want to teach, you know. So it's important to have to understand how to teach. And there are also different size class might require different activities. So it's important for lecturers to understand this, not just to understand what business is or what entrepreneurship is. And also you will learn about latest trends, for example, internationalization of education, sustainability in education, and other latest trends in your fields as well. You will learn about values, for example, inclusive education, how to make sure that everyone participates in your class, and the importance of mental well-being. This is something that in Indonesia, unfortunately, it's rarely taught, whereas in the UK, all lecturers will have to take a module or a training on mental health and mental well-being. And also, we learn about university values. For example, at UCL, we use what we call a connected curriculum, which is an interdisciplinary curriculum. So if you studied a 1-degree program, you are actually allowed to take program modules from other programs. So this is something that APSKI-ICE in Indonesia offers. You're allowed to cross over to a different study program. And you also learn best practices as well as support from the network. So there are lots of things that you gain from this qualification, not just understanding your field, but also professionally how to become a good lecturer. So reflecting on that, what I learned from the UK, I bring to Satyatera Bhinneka, APSKI-Bhinneka. So at APSKI-Bhinneka, again, this is a very new university. We were established last year. So since January this year, our lecturers receive trainings every week. So they have inclusivity, sustainability, teaching pedagogies, research, and English training. It doesn't matter what program study they teach, whether they're teaching entrepreneurship or midwifery or forestry management, they have to learn inclusivity, sustainability, teaching pedagogies, research, and English. So this is something that perhaps a standardized qualification or trainings are something that the Aliansi Program Studi Kewirausahaan Indonesia can offer in the future. So every lecturer, every entrepreneurship lecturers might have the same sets of skills or understanding or knowledge on how to be a good lecturer, not just understand about the entrepreneurship degree or knowledge, but also in general, how to be a good lecturer. So now I also learned from program structure. At UCL, they develop a flexible structure to support students' interests. This can be seen from the types of modules that they offer. So in year 1, they only offer 3 compulsory modules and 5 optional modules, meaning that students have the power to choose what modules I want to learn. according to their interests. And in year 2, they have only 2 compulsory modules and 5 to 6 optional modules. Here 5 to 6 because there's one module that lasts for 1 year, and that's the internship module. So they can take 2 modules, which is compulsory, and then optional 1. And for year 3, all modules are compulsory. So here, students are given the power to set what I want to learn at university. Now, taking that back to Indonesia, I understand that there are certain modules that you have to offer in Indonesia. You can't make it compulsory. So what we did at STBMIPA is that, yes, the first year, all compulsory modules, such as Indonesian, English, PPKN, and all that. But we also have a university compulsory module, which is called Education for Sustainable Development. So this is our uniqueness of our university, because there are not many universities in the world offer education for sustainable development for all of its major, not just for entrepreneurship, but as I mentioned, midwifery, forestry management, and so on. So, and then also we have compulsory modules in second year, and these compulsory modules are based on the required skill to become an entrepreneur or to work in the field of business. Now, our third year module is where we offer the optional modules, or students can also do MBKM, and including an internship. So there's practical knowledge there as well. And then fourth year is only for dissertation. So I tried to combine what UCL has and the requirement in Indonesia. So this is what we created. Now, it's important to offer a relevant and practical modules. I'll explain later. So one of the teaching pedagogy that lecturers learn is constructivism theory, where it promotes learning as an active journey, and it's internal process. And people, or in this case students, construct their own knowledge. So lecturers is not the source of all knowledge, but students learn through what they've seen in class, to what they do, and they build based on the previous knowledge as their foundation. So they built lessons, what they learn in class through experience, through discovery, experimentation, critical thinking, so not just by listening to the lectures. So as I mentioned, there is a student culture as well. So your background bring in the discussion, enrich the class, because students are actively participate in the process of learning. Their active engagement help to enrich the class. So it's not just the lecturer that give the source of knowledge. And I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go very quickly. So a constructive lecturer create a collaborative problem-solving environment, not a one-way traditional class, because this is where students experience things. They listen to what their friends experience, they add that to their knowledge. And a constructive lecture also provides opportunity for students to have a hands-on experience with objects, with skills and people as much as possible. And the lessons that they teach are based on realistic context. So here there's a picture. If you want to teach profit and loss, a traditional way would be to go in front of the classroom and say, this is profit, this is loss, this is, and you explain it. But that's not what a constructive lecturer would do. A constructive lecturer would then say, okay, let's do a project. Let's sell cupcakes. Okay, from selling the cupcakes, look, how much cost did you incur in the beginning? How much money did you earn later after the selling ends? You make profit, you make loss. So students learn through experience, not just through listening. And another example that you can bring is the realistic context. So when you give examples or case studies, it should be something that is real, that you know, it's not a made up one, so real, that students can relate. So this is a difference between traditional classroom and constructivist classroom, where traditional classroom, the objective is for students to write a correct, accurate answer. So they have to memorize, if the question is this is the answer. And that's not what we do at UCL most of the time. Our objective is having a discussion, sharing of ideas, knowledge, and that's why the assessments, normally classrooms assessments are based on exam. At UCL, hardly we have an exam for our BA Education Studies program. A lot of the grading or assessments are based on project or essays, you know, so literally I can't think of any modules that have an exam. And that's what I bring at ST Bhinneka as well. So a lot of the modules are also based on project-based essays. There's not much of exams. Learning methods. So at UCL, there is a combination of lectures, seminars, tutorials, workshop, field trips, multimedia sessions, individual and collective research, and community organizing projects. So there are a variety of learning methods, not just classroom. You actually go out, involved in something, doing something, experience something. And that's something that I want to bring to ST Bhinneka as well. So at ST Bhinneka, we also combine lectures, workshops, field trips, multimedia sessions, individual and collective research and community organizing projects, MBKM program, as well as internship. Now, I can give you one example. So for our Education for Sustainable Development module, students will do a project in the society. Think about an SDG, a Sustainable Development Goals project. So, for example, if they want to focus on climate change, how does business influence or create awareness about climate change in the society? So they might want to start thinking about, oh, how can I create a packaging that is friendly, environmentally friendly, or maybe it's renewable ingredients, you know, something that you can reprocess, you know. So how business can support the succession of SDGs. Sorry, my time is up. This is my second last slide. So for internship, we also have secured local, national, and international companies to host our students, where they will learn practical skills. So what they've learned in university, they can actually implement it in the company. So to conclude, I would say there is a need to have a standardized qualification and trainings for lecturers. There is a need to develop a flexible program structure to support students' interest, not just what the university interest or the government. We also have to take into consideration students' interest, and the importance of having a constructive vision classroom to a mixed pedagogy is also welcome. So I only mentioned about constructivist classroom, but there are other teaching pedagogies which I didn't explain, but we learned, we taught our lecturers in our pedagogy trainings. And lastly, there is a need to have a different learning methods, not just one-way classroom, but a variety of activities and experience. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I just want to brush through all my presentation, but I would like to have more discussions and Q&A sessions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dorothy, for your presentation. Well, for me personally, it turned out to be one of interest. Yes, especially because the attendees of this conference is all of us are lecturers in entrepreneurship, and I believe that is something that you have shared is something that we can take away to our own institutions in Indonesia, more importantly. So perhaps before I would like to, well, not ask, probably discuss some issues regarding my own school here in Bandung. I would like to invite our members of the audience here who would like to, if there are any questions or concerns or comments to what Mbak Dorothy have shared kepada Ibu dan Bapak yang hadir on-site di sini, mungkin ada yang hendak ditanyakan kepada Mbak Dorothy yang tadi sudah menjelaskan mengenai pedagogi atau pendidikan dalam hal ini di bidang kewirausahaan khususnya dengan mengambil studi kasus apa yang terjadi di UCL, University College London di Inggris, dengan sekolahnya Mbak Dorothy sendiri ya di
Medan.
Satya ya di Medan.
Satya Tera Bhinneka.
Ya, di Satya Tera Bhinneka University, Universitas Satya Tera Bhinneka di Medan. Ya, mungkin ada yang ingin ditanyakan atau dikemukakan mungkin Ibu dan Bapak sekalian yang hadir di sini mengenai pentingnya apa ya tadi ya, pelatihan mungkin ya, trainings that you have mentioned, pentingnya pelatihan bagi pendidik, pengajar kewirausahaan, kemudian metode pembelajaran atau learning methods yang mungkin bisa diterapkan kepada mahasiswa kita di universitas kita masing-masing. Baik, mungkin Ibu dan Bapak ada yang hendak ditanyakan dulu atau ada komentar mungkin? I feel like I'm back in the classroom when the situation comes like this. Oh, baik, mungkin Anda. Ya, baik Ibu. Ya, boleh Ibu. Ibu di mana ya? Oh.
Yang ingin saya tanyakan. Tadi Ibu terangkan, tapi di masing-masing daerah kan berbeda-beda nih sistemnya. Kalau menurut Ibu yang terbaik itu seperti apa ya? Membiarkan mahasiswa atau dosen itu setelah belajar. Kebetulan hari ini kami sedang mengirim 3 dosen kami di Babson untuk belajar pedagogik ini Ibu. Nanti pulang ke Indonesia, ke Medan, Universitas Sumatera Utara. Tentu kita berharap apa yang Ibu tadi terangkan akan menjadi bahagian. Cuman kadang-kadang kan masing-masing berbeda ya, ekosistem dan mainstreamnya. Boleh nggak Bu, Ibu menjelaskan mana yang terbaik kalau menurut Ibu, apakah dia harus sama atau dia boleh dibalik lagi ke masing-masing local wisdom atau kegiatan di local activity-nya. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ibu kalau boleh dari mana ya Ibu ya?
Dengan saya dari USU, Universitas Sumatera Utara. Saya Profesor Rita Fatimah Dalimunte, Kaprodi Kewirausahaan.
Ya, baik. Terima kasih Ibu Fatimah, Ibu Profesor Fatimah. Ya, silakan Mbak Dorothy.
Shall I answer in Bahasa or in English?
I think
in English is okay, Bu. Silakan.
Okay.
Yeah,
right,
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Fatima. Actually, I think Esther Bhinneka and USIS already signed an MOU, I think a couple of weeks ago. So maybe later on, our entrepreneurship degree can also sign a collaboration. So personally, I think everything should be contextualized, because you can't take what in one place and then do it 100% exactly the same in a different place, because we have different background, different resources, we have different, maybe different skills, sets of skills that the lecturers have, different students that we have. For example, at APSKI Bhinneka, majority of the students would be those who are on KIP scholarship. So from a different background as compared to maybe other private universities in Indonesia. So we need to contextualize. And I like when you say using local wisdom, because that's also one value that APSKI Bhinneka embedded in our lessons. So when we teach about business, we always ask, bring something that is local. What is unique in your local area? And bring it to the world, introduce it to the world, you know. So like, for example, I've learned, so this is because I'm not from Medan, but I've learned when I interact with my lecturers, apparently there is a local produce, I can't remember the name now, but it's a food that you eat together when you eat a certain meat. So it's a local produce, and it's only consumed in several villages in North Sumatra, and apparently that side dish is very helpful. So I said, that's a selling point. That's a local wisdom. Why not introduce it to other provinces in Indonesia? So we start regionally first, and then only, you know, and build create the awareness. So not only your business will address the fact that, you know, there are local communities that can be brought, that can be sold, but also you educate others about what's going on in your area. So I will say that we're not just building an entrepreneur, we are building a socially concise entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs that you know, care about the society, helping others. Particularly in our university, we also emphasize on sustainability. So that's, you know, so I would say we're building entrepreneurs with a purpose, not just entrepreneurs. So yes, do contextualize the teaching in your university. I hope that answer my the questions, Ibu.
Terima kasih, Bu.
I think that well, actually does it. Okay, perhaps there are any more questions. Mungkin ada lagi Ibu Bapak yang hendak ditanyakan atau dikemukakan mungkin pada Mbak Dorothy, mumpung ada apa ya, a lecturer ya, quite a senior perhaps lecturer in. I believe that you have taught as well in UCL, right?
Yeah. So I'm currently teaching at UCL, and I've been teaching for the past 6 years at UCL.
Right, yeah. So we have quite an experienced lecturer, ya. Mungkin bisa ditanyakan pengalaman-pengalaman Mbak Dorothy selama di Inggris, begitu mengajar di salah satu sekolah ternama di Inggris juga, University College London. Bapak Ibu sekalian, silahkan.
Mbak, saya mau nanya, apakah Mbak Dorothy ini boleh diundang untuk visiting lectures ke USU? Visiting lecture USU pakai Zoom aja boleh? Bisa?
So
Boleh.
lecture.
Oke, boleh ya. Nanti kita email, boleh ya Mbak Dorothy ya. Terima kasih.
So perhaps there will be a further talk, yeah, between USU and UCL professors.
Or UCL, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay. Ya, bagaimana Ibu dan Bapak? Mungkin ada yang mau dikemukakan atau ditanyakan kepada Mbak Dorothy lagi?
There is a question on the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shall I answer the questions in the chat from Pak Aryo?
Yeah, perhaps we could show the Zoom chat room. Bisa dimunculkan. Nah, okay, so it's quite a long question, I believe. So, kesempatan untuk mendapatkan pendidikan dan menjadi mandiri adalah hak bagi setiap orang. Bagaimana peran pengajar dalam memberikan keterampilan yang sesuai bagi anak-anak disabilitas atau normal untuk menunjang kewirausahaan bagi kemandiriannya di masa depan. Karena saat ini di sekolah siswa hanya dituntut dalam hal nilai akademis yang bagus, tapi empiris di lapangan bahwa keterampilan lebih diperlukan dalam menghadapi kemandirian. So this is a topic that is quite trending nowadays. So how to be inclusive in every aspects of our education. So perhaps you would like to share your thoughts on that, Mbak Dorothy, please.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this is the reason why at APSKI-ICE we have inclusivity trainings because there are, in terms of disabilities, it's not just physical disabilities, there are also learning disabilities, like for example, dyslexia or ADHD and so on and so forth. So it's important for lecturers to understand how to support their students with their conditions. You know, so at UCL we have a specific trainings for that. So to understand, and there are certain adjustments for them. So for example, students with dyslexia, for example, have an extension for maximum 2 weeks for their assignments. So, and also students who have physical disabilities will have someone to support them. So there is an additional teacher, additional assistant to support them. And this support come to the class every lessons that they have. But of course, it depends on what kind of disabilities that they have. If it's mobility, at UCL, they also have ramp. That is a must. They have ramp and they have lift, you know, so it's accessible. Toilet also, we offer accessible toilet. So it really depends on the type of disabilities. And that's what we are also trying to bring at APSKI-ICE, so that first lecturers understand that students might have different disabilities and how to address that, how to support that. So we do have a special units that will help you know, the students to learn. Now, pedagogies is very important because, again, we are not emphasizing on whether our students get high grades. The most important things, and this is in our pedagogy trainings, is that students understand, students improve or develop their skills. That is the most important thing. And that's why our modules, we do practical project-based assessment assignments, so where they get to interact with others. So it's not test-based or exam-based. Yes, in some modules we do have exam because we simply can't do a practical one. But in many of our modules, it's basically project-based, inquiry-based. So how do we support them? Is first to tell the students that grade is not at all the most important thing. It's about how you learn. And that's why when you do assignments, for example, when they go to a certain village, talk to the RT, the RW, the people, they are developing communication skills. Because when you apply for a job later on, or when you want to start your own business, communication skill is important. It plays a very crucial role. So you need to have that skills. If you get an A in a business plan, but if you can't communicate your business plan, what's the point? And so that's why in our modules, we are building skills, set of skills. It's not about the grades, it's about how students get to do activities that can improve their skills. And that's also why we try to provide a various internship program not just with companies, but also with companies, organizations, NGOs, because students might get a different angle on how to look at things from different types of institutions, from profit institution, non-profit institutions, or maybe also opportunity to work with the local government, or work hand in hand with the kepala RT, RW, Kades, Pak Lurah, you know. So they understand the mechanism, how to deal with the government, for example, or work with the government. So that's why I think first we need to train our teachers. Second, we need to have modules that support the development of skills. And thirdly, we actually conduct the project. So then students get the skills. So when they graduated, not only they get the grades, but they also can say in their CVs, I've done this project and this is what I did. I've talked to various stakeholders. I've done another project, I've built website, I've done this and that. So in their CV, they can say, I've done all of this, and they can show off their sets of skills. So it's not just about the grades. I hope that answered the questions of Pak Aryo.
Yes, thank you, Mbak Dorothy, for the answer. I think that's I think the answer has already covered, yeah, all of the aspects that Pak Aryo has asked previously. And I believe the keyword here is access. So how do we provide access, and how to make sure that the access is available for all of the participants who, I don't know, who enrolled in our schools, who join our activities. And then the other keyword is communication. So we need to be able to communicate and listen as well, because there are always two sides of communication. So before we move on, I would like to do some time check. And I think we have run out of our time. Waktunya udah habis kayaknya ya Mbak ya. Masih ada waktu atau sudah harus ke acara berikutnya? Oh, 10 menit lagi. Okay, if there are any more concerns or comments or questions perhaps from the members of our audience. Yeah, I think there is a question from both of our acquaintance, yeah. Pak
Hello, Mbak
Sony.
Dorothy, Sony dari ITB. Thank you for joining us this morning. Lovely hearing your materials, yeah, learning from UCL and what you have done in your own campus here in Indonesia. My question would be some of the talks that we had here in our conference and national coordinative meeting of the entrepreneurship study program is probably two questions, Mbak Dorothy, if I may. One would be, would you think which pedagogy is better to give the students their practical entrepreneurship, you know, simulation or activity first, and then give them the framework and then learning from whatever mistakes that they have? Or should we just give them the framework and the way to do it better to reduce their risk using, you know, entrepreneurial tools and framework? And then hopefully they will have better experience when they do actually, you know, going forward with their entrepreneurial journey. So perhaps in the first semester we give them the theory and the, you know, the frameworks, and then the later semester we then give them the courses for them to have the entrepreneurial activity, be that the preparation of business proposal, or then matching them with the funders and angels, and then move them towards their business journey. Or in the first semester, we give that experience so that they can learn by doing mistakes, perhaps, and then hoping that they have prepared by the time they are graduating from our program study. That's the first question. The second would be, what are your thoughts on inviting entrepreneurs to campus? As you mentioned in your presentation regarding workshop, etc., the assumption would be to invite also real entrepreneurs to campus. But sometimes entrepreneurs that we can invite to campus contradict to what our campus rules, yeah. So for example, for our bachelor degree, they can only be taught by perhaps master degree graduates, for example. And our master degree students can only be taught by doctoral degree. When in fact, sometimes successful entrepreneurs doesn't necessarily have that degree. What do you think about this two questions, Mbak Dorothy? Thank you very much, Mbak Dorothy.
Thank you, Pak Sony. It's been a while since I met you in person, Pak. Yeah. Okay, so I'll answer the first question. There is no right or wrong answer. It depends. And that's why I said context matters. It depends on the context, because if your class is only like 10, 15 students, and if your class is 80, 100 students, there is a different pedagogies that you should use. And this is why to understand the different pedagogies is very important, because not only you look at the scale, how many students you have, but you also have to look at the students' background. If they are homogeneous, if they're from the similar background, it's easier to teach them using one method, But if they're various, they're from different parts of Indonesia, from different economic background, for example, then you might use different pedagogies throughout the lessons, So that's why there's no one good pedagogies. It's always good to have a combination to ensure that you cover all of your students. I would personally, because my university is new, so we don't really have a lot of students from different parts of Indonesia yet. So I think majority of our students will be from North Sumatra. So it's quite homogeneous. The class itself is, I think as compared to other big universities in Indonesia, our numbers is actually quite smaller. So it's easier to manage, So for what we do in my class, because I teach modules as well. So I'll start with, so lessons start not in classroom, but before classroom. So students will be given a case study. For example, have a look at company XYZ. Look at their marketing plan, for example, if this is a marketing module. Look at marketing, discover what advertisement method that they use. Did they use a TV ad? Did they use TikTok, Instagram? So before the class, students already do something and they learn something through their experience, finding out what this company XYZ is doing. And then they come to class and then they report, oh, I saw that they have a TikTok video and so on, and then you bring in the theory. And so that they have the same foundation, so they have the same understanding of what is marketing tools, the different types of marketing tools. So they make sense of what they've discovered with the theory, with the framework. And then you do activities. Okay, so you look at company X, for example, and then think about if you have your own business. So this is, we're not asking them to create a business plan yet. But if you have your own business, what marketing strategy would you like to implement? So we are not asking them to create a company and then do it, but just generate ideas. So that will be in the first semester. So just bring in ideas, and maybe in later semester, then they can actually start doing projects and create a pop-up business, for example, a pop-up restaurant, and have to implement what they've learned. But in beginning, they just like think about ideas, what I can do. And then you start challenge them and say like, well, what is the disadvantage of using that marketing tools? So then they can look at, okay, these are the possibilities of challenges that I might face in the future. For example, if you're doing an advertisement in TikTok, well, that means your market is only for youngsters, because maybe older generation doesn't really use TikTok, you know. So then they start to think critical thinking, like, oh, okay, so what if I want to engage to more, you know, people, you know? So that's what I would do in my class. So they learn before coming to class, they learn in class, they discuss, you know, they have the theory, and then when for the homework or assignments, then they can start like doing like another case study, or commenting on what their friends have done in you know, or their friends' business or marketing plan, you know. So that's what they will learn. So the lesson is not just in the classroom; it's throughout the entire term. Whether they go to bed, they will think about, oh, what is my marketing strategy? You know, so that's what, in my opinion, would be better. So there's no one good pedagogy. And then lastly, the second question, I would always encourage practitioners to come and teach, because there's a difference between theory and practices in the society. It's always good to listen to them. So I studied in Sweden before at Jönköping International Business School, and they always have practitioners come to our class every single week. Now, what I bring with ST Bhinneka is our lecturers, actually 50% of them are practitioners. So yes, they are lecturers, but they actually also have their own business. So like, for example, I am a lecturer, but I also have my own company, consulting company. And this gives benefits how we get to know our students, and we get to offer internship program to our students. So we get to, you know, teach them in classroom and bring them to the industry, bring them practical, you know, to our companies, and give them the sets that they need, you know, so the sets of skills that they need. So that's what we try to do in ST Bhinneka. 50% of our lecturers actually have their own businesses, so they can bring in that practical knowledge as well. I hope that answers your questions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mbak Dorothy, for the comments and answer. Yeah. So yes, I believe the participation, perhaps, or the participation of the practitioners is quite important, very important actually, in the pedagogy of entrepreneurship in our schools, especially in Indonesia. And I think there can be, or already happened, a give and take situation with having these practitioners coming to our schools. Not only that they can give, they can share their expertise, but also our students can have their internship, perhaps in the companies or corporations that the entrepreneurs have, or the practitioners have. So
yeah, I forgot to mention, government also has the Praktisi Mengajar. So that's also another program that you can do.
Oh yeah, that's correct. Yes, that's very true actually, in terms of our peraturan pendidikan ya, educational apa peraturan in Indonesia. Oh ya, betul. Terima kasih Bu Bapak. Well, I think we have come to the end of our session this morning. The second keynote speech that we have this morning. So we would like to say thank you very much for Mbak Dorothy for your time and expertise that you have shared to us. Terima kasih juga sudah meluangkan waktu, walaupun perbedaan waktu yang cukup panjang, Mbak Dorothy. Perhaps we can let you go back to your beauty sleep, perhaps after this. And yeah, we would like to share also our certificate of appreciation, if the committee has finished to present it.
Thank you.
Mana? Oh ya, ada ya kelihatan di sini nggak kelihatan soalnya. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you very much again, Mbak Dorothy. Perhaps you would can give a round of applause for Ibu Dorothy Ferreira. I don't know if you can hear us clapping for you.
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mbak Dorothy. I hope we can reach out again sometime to continue our discussion. I don't know what will it be. So thank you, and I will close this session as well. Ibu dan Bapak sekalian, terima kasih atas perhatiannya. Bagaimana? Jadi mungkin saya kembalikan ke MC, tapi baru mulai ya sebenarnya ya. Kita akan melanjutkan kegiatan berikutnya, yaitu parallel session kalau nggak salah ya. Ya, mungkin Mbak dan Mas MC bisa mengambil alih dari sini. Terima kasih. Saya Salfitri Maryunani. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi Bapak dan Ibu sekalian.
Ya, tes. Ya, kita berikan tepuk tangan untuk
please applause for Miss
Fitri.
Fitri. So thank you very much. Okay, so when we're waiting for the setup for the stage, so we will invite Mr. Ahmad Shamil and Mr. Ono Supriyadi for coming to the stage.
But before that, let me give some information here. Before we go to the parallel session, I would like to announce that today there are 30 full papers and 16 extended papers that have been accepted on APSKI International Conference on Entrepreneurship. So I would like to say, me and Mr. Puji would like to say congratulations to all the authors and thank you for coming here, all the participants. So give applause for all of us, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. All right. So the first.
Yeah, we hope you a big success for today's presentation. So there will be four session parallel, and then one on site, and then we are another 3 sessions in online. So all the participants will be informed by the committee about the link Zoom, and the on-site session will be here. Will be led by Mr. Ahmad Shamil and Mr. Ono Supriyadi. So before the presentation, I will give you a guideline for the presenter. Each presenter will be given at a time slot of 15 minutes in total, which is distributed as 10 minutes of presentation and 5 minutes of discussion or Q&A. And then for online presenter, please use virtual background and rename your name with paper code, name, and university or affiliation.
So before that, ladies and gentlemen, all the participants and the presenters, I would like to say something here. There are some presenters that have to share the PowerPoint to the operator over there for the paper ID 102 with title Increasing Green Consumption, the use of longitudinal approach in measuring green buying behavior, Mr. Waluyo Budi Atmoko from Satya Budi University. And please share the PowerPoint over there. And the second paper, paper ID 119, the title is Challenges Faced by Entrepreneurs During Establishment Phase, a study of the Indonesian business from Mr. Wisnu S. Dewabroto and Evelyn Piakarsa from Universitas Agung Podomoro University. So I ask your time to share the PowerPoint to the operator. And then the next paper, ID paper 138 with title The Influence of Entrepreneurship Motivation on Vocational High School SMK Students Intend to Entrepreneurships. The authors are Monri Frekniki, Jillian Ratum Buyasang, and Muhammad Rahmatullah and Lydia Sandapare from Lambung Mangkurat University. Please share the PowerPoint over there to the operator.
Okay, so Mr. Vishnu's already go to the operator. Mr. Walio, you can share the PowerPoint to the operator. Okay, it's already okay. It's done.
Already done?
Thank you.
So time is yours, Senior Samil and Bapak Ono. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, my name is Ahmad Samil, and here is my friend Dr. Ono Supriyadi. He is the chair of Creative Entrepreneurship at Bandung. So he's my boss. And I believe that his salary is way above me. Okay. For on-site presentation, we have a total of 11 presentation from 9:30 until 11. 90 minutes for 11 presentation. It means that one presentation should be less than 10 minutes, but because I'm nice guy today, I'm very nice guy. So it is okay if you guys would like to present maybe around 10 minutes plus 5-minute question and answer. Okay. And then the first presenter actually is Pak Nugroho Setiadi. Okay, but he is not here with us today because he is from Binus University. He has another job from 9 to 10 and then 11 to 12. So the first presenter, which is Pak Nugroho Setiadi, will present online around 10 o'clock. So today, because of that, the first presenter will be Mr. Davara Dietia. Okay, the title of the presentation is Boarding House Survey Service Development using Lean Startup in Bani Era. I don't understand. Okay, so Pak Dava, and then Professor Wawan Dewanto. Are you ready to make the presentation? Okay, please do so. The clicker, please. Okay, please, you can stand here if you like. Okay. Ten minutes from now.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, everybody. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jafar Jafarandi from SBM IGB. And today, I feel honorable for me to present my research paper titled Survey Service Development Using Startup in Bani Era. And maybe can go to the next slide. Next. So I'll present about the research process. The entire research process start from introduction, methods. Oh, thank you. The methods, the result, and also the discussion and conclusion about survey service development using lean startup. Okay, for the introduction, we will start to. Sorry. It's still inactive. Okay, we start from VUCA condition in Indonesia, which is now and according and due to pandemic era, the VUCA condition is changed into Bani era, which is Bani era is a framework and accurate description and appropriate description to understand our condition today, which is extremely disturbed because of pandemic era, technology disruption, and so on, emotionally and also physically. And today we also can see property industry also affected by this situation. The property industry, we can see, have affected because a macroeconomic. Maybe can the next, because this pointer is not affected. Okay, so the property industry have affected by inflation and uncertainty of public policy from government. So there is a decline, the decrease of demand of property industry reached to 3%, and there is several data about Indonesian people that more interested for rent the boarding house than buy a building property or rent an apartment. So this is an opportunity of boarding house and property industry. Maybe can next to the next slide. Okay, so we also understand according to the data, according to the trends of the data, we understand the opportunity of boarding house industry, especially for college student. The market is too high and is very big. The market is the market of boarding house itself is student college, which is in Indonesia. There are more than 9.3 million of college students, which are Indonesian also have more than 4,600 college in Indonesia. So the next, we also conduct survey from this market, and we found several problems from the student, and actually the student feel they have no time to direct survey, to make a direct survey because the cost is high, wasting time and also wasting energy. So the next, we introduce Teman Survey. Teman Survey is startup and company that focus for provide survey service to college student outside Bandung, and it will ease the process of survey. So if student outside Bandung, especially or for example in Kalimantan, went to Bandung to survey, we cut the cost until 100%, and also we provide the several data and several features for the college student from this startup. Next. Now there is our features, start for boarding house photos, room tour video, testimonial video, and also room recommendation for the college student. Next. Next. Okay, we develop the startup and the product or service within startup, which is this is a scientific approach to innovate and managing to discern customer feedback and also customer behavior to make a viable product and readiness product to deliver to customer. And this startup framework is very, very nice in Bani era. We also can see the success story from the Google Drive Dropbox, Toyota, and also General Electric, and also several startups today, such as Gojek, Flip, and Tokopedia. Why studying startup is very interesting and very, very nice in many era? Because the startup combine three kind of framework, such as design thinking process, customer development model, and also agile management in Scrum method. And there are three keywords in startup: build, measure, and learn. Next. Next. So we focus on minimum viable product, which is we can serve the product with satisfy early customer or early adopters in minimum model of product. And there are website of teman survey. They we test to early adopter and customer. So the next, our research goal in this paper is to offer a solution for the problem in the shape of minimum viable product, especially to the two kinds of target market. The first is adopters, and the second is customer itself. Next. So for the methods, you can next. We try to collect the data from in-depth interview. For the first iteration to early adopter, and the second iteration to customer. And we also use we targeting the customer based on our user persona. We conclude and conduct the user persona as below. And the next, the result. We find the result. Okay. The result divide to three perspectives. The first is user interface. The second is user experience, and the third is the features of the website. We try to collect the data and collect the feedback about it from the early adopters. The first iteration is to early adopter, and the early adopter say the color, the layout of website, and the font of size. The font of website is very appropriate for the website and the brand of teman survey. And the next is the result from second iteration or from customer. The website is uncomfortable, complicated, and confused. There is several significant difference between testing to first iteration, which is to early adopter, and second iteration to the customer, which is the people who pay for our product. The next is for user experience. Both of first iteration, early adopters or the early adopters and customer have a same assessment that our website is easy to use, easy to understand, and satisfying, because the flow chart and the features are fairly dependable. The next is the feature of the product or the website is very, very complete. Set the early adopters in helpful, easy to use, and also satisfying, and the product or the feature more than they're expected from several websites in Indonesian. Next, we jump to discussion and conclusion. So for the first iteration, we also understand the feedback that we and teman survey must be enlarge the font size and picture size of the website. The next is for the user experience, the early adopter argue that the teman survey must have Q&A or FAQ features, and also environment outside of boarding house to describe and detailed information in the website. And the N is the feature. The early adopters argue that we must have voiceover of the detailed description to make us or to ease the customer understand the product. The detailed information are also pros and cons in testimonial video. The next is the second iteration for customer. They feel uncomfortable, complicated, and confused about the website. So they need guidebook or flow chart from the website, and also several features such as filter, map, data information, list building, and collaboration with media related boarding house. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the conclusion and recommendation from us, yeah, as the result of the research paper. The conclusion, not only early adopter but also customer also be validate about a product. And the second is teman survey have to maximize the potential through the customer feedback and also customer preference about the website. Then there are several recommendation for website teman survey. Start from user interface to enlarge font size and picture size. From the user experience, we must provide flowchart, fix bugs, and also guidance. And also for features, there are several features we recommend for teman survey, such as filter, map, detailed information, list building, and also collaboration with media. So that's all from me. And also we attach the reference about this paper, and also we very depend to enrich this the writer or author of Lean Startup books. Okay, that's all from me. We open the question and discussion from panelists and also for participants. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pak Dava. You guys have any question? Okay, 2 questions. The first and the last 2 questions, please.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Yeah,
wabarakatuh.
good morning, Dava, and good morning, all the session chair. I would like to ask about the phenomena of your paper. Well, actually, about your paper, it's really good, and I can see that's novelty, and I can see that the result and the discussion, it will be beneficial, especially for startup. But my question is, I really want to know about BANI. What does it stands for? And can you please tell us what BANI is? Because it's as an acronym that's really new for me, especially in UPI, because we are from Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia. So please hope you can explore more about what BANI is. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. For Miss
Tika, my name is Tika.
Okay, Miss Tika, thank you for the question. I will ask about maybe perhaps we start from VUCA era. We also know the VUCA is abbreviation from volatility, uncertainty, comprehensive, and so on. And this acronym is used in even after Second World War in 1984, and it is old abbreviation about to describe this era. And we know there are several disruptions in technologies. For example, even in pandemic era in 2019, we feel the change and disruption is very high, even in Indonesia, even in the world. So there are we need several framework. We need a new framework. We need a new perspective about this world. Then James Casio, as author of the BANI, said that VUCA is not relevant to understanding our era, to understanding our current condition, because the framework is too old. So the BANI era come to us. Nah, this BANI is abbreviation from brittle, anxious, non-linear, and incomprehensible, which is describe the complexity of more complexity level of the VUCA. So for the ease to our understanding, the BANI era is VUCA plus more complexity in this world, which is we understand the technology as driven of complexity, and pandemic era also the driver, and also there are several driver of the complexity. But brittle is the BANI era is a framework to understand our current condition, which is this is very different from VUCA. So this framework is very dependable to understand our condition now, and also we can use BANI era as the framework to obtain the several opportunity in current condition and make the opportunity of the non-linearity and complexity to be an opportunity of business, also opportunity to make a startup that solve a problem or make an impact to Indonesia, even the world. Yeah, maybe that is from me.
Good, very good. Next question. Sorry? Same question. Okay, thank you very much.
Same question.
Please give an
Thank you.
applause to Dava. Thank you.
Thank you, Bang.
Okay, the next question, the next presentation is, the title is Increasing Green Consumption, the use of a longitudinal approach in measuring green buying behavior. Pak Waluyo Budi Atmoko, please welcome Pak Waluyo.
Thank you for this chance. Dear scholar, good morning. I'm sorry I have to talk to you because I a man who lost in the right place, because I from management study program, but I conduct oral presentation in the entrepreneurship study program. But it's very nice. Thank you to committee for acceptance. Dear scholars, I have interested in ethical marketing about the ethical product, for example, local product, green product, and so on. Next slide, please. Environmental damage has sparked the formation of the green consumption movement. The need for environmentally friendly product create business opportunities for marketer and environmental friendly products. Next slide. The research gap. We all know the green product as the product that saves the world and ensure the environmental sustainability. But in my study literature, generally prediction of green buying behavior is done by using intention as a proxy of behavior. Often the measuring of behavior using the intention as a proxy, the intention has role representative of behavior. But in fact, people who have green buying intention do not always translate their intention into actual purchases. As a result, prediction of green behavior are inaccurate. We know the green product, we all know about that. But until now, market share of green product still small, not developed, not grow. So this is the problem for us. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah. In order to behavior the accurate behavior, in order to measuring green buying behavior, we have to measuring behavior directly. And I use the model to predict green buying behavior. Next slide. Yeah. Research methods. The research was conducted with cross-sectional and longitudinal design. The cross-sectional research design was conducted to measure the construct of green knowledge, green trust, perceived consumer effectiveness, perceived price, and green buying intention. The longitudinal design is used to measure green buying behavior. So there are new two approaches to measure the behavior. Sampling techniques. Sample data was obtained by a combination of two-stage cluster sampling technique and purposive sampling technique. The first stage of sample member is determined based of 5 districts in city of Surakarta. The district is Kecamatan. In the second stage, sample were taken from each district purposively. In Kecamatan, we take the data purposively. The analysis methods data were analyzed using triangulation method. Yeah, triangulation method has mean there are two or more approach method using hypothesis testing. The method is structural equation modeling SEM to predict the intention, and second one regression analysis to predict the behavior. Next slide, please. The object of research of green product, its name Telopek, Telopek made from singkong. This product powerful to carry in the good, but it's more degradable, so it's secure for environmental. Next slide. Next. The result of analysis, the path diagram for prediction the intention using SEM. The path diagram can be seen the slide. In the slide can be seen the model have the good of fit better. There can be seen the value of goodness of it still over the criteria. Next slide. Significant test result between construct in green buying intention can in the slide can be seen. Relationship between green knowledge to green trust have the coefficient determination 0.692 and significance. In the relationship between green knowledge and perceived consumer effectiveness have the coefficient determination 0.646 and significant. And in the relationship between green trust and perceived consumer effectiveness to green buying intention have the coefficient of determination 0.424. This construct significant respectively. Next slide. The result of the test of moderation role of perceived price in the slide can be seen. Please watch the below of table. Green trust, perceived price, and interaction. All of them not significant respectively. We can see interaction between perceived price and green price not significant. So we can conclude the perceived price not moderate relationship between green trust to perceive to green buying intention. Next slide, please. And the final table, the result of logistic regression analysis. This method to test the relationship between green buying intention and green buying behavior. In the table, we can see significant below the 0.05. So we can conclude intention predict the behavior. Next slide. Next slide, please. Conclusion. The result of the data analysis lead to conclusion. 1. Green behavior is influenced by green purchase intention. Green purchase intention is influenced by green trust and perceived consumer effectiveness. And green belief and perceived consumer effectiveness are influenced by green knowledge. So this result offer the solution how to measure the green buying behavior. Next slide. thank you, and please give me a response, and time will go back to moderator.
Waluyo Budiatko. Now we would like to enter question. Anybody? Any question? 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Next presentation is Pak Wisnu Dewa Broto. Challenges faced by entrepreneurs during establishment phase, a study of the Indonesian business. Please welcome Pak Wisnu Dewa Broto. I think he is very nice batik today. What do you think, guys?
Thanks a lot, Pak Samil. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Bapak Ibu. Yeah. So how are you, Bapak Ibu? Hopefully that you're enjoying the great event. So why don't we give a big applause to all the committees, Bapak Ibu? Yeah. Okay. More. Nah, gitu. Ikhlas ya. Terima kasih. Good morning. And my name is Wisnu, and me and my partners, Evelyn Picarsa, we developed simple research, and it's actually focusing on define the challenges faced by entrepreneurs during the establishment phase. Next, please. Okay, so of course we all agree that entrepreneurs give really important roles in Indonesia, but we are in the 5 positions in the Asian countries for the ratios of entrepreneurships. So the first one is Singapore, second one is Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, and also the 5th one is Indonesia. And that's why we assume that it's not really easy to be an entrepreneur in some cases. So that's why we are focusing on some entrepreneurs that already developed in the establishment phase. Next. Yeah, we all know that to be entrepreneurs, we have go through all of these stages, start from the survivals, optimize sales, get the optimum profit, and trying to manage the peoples, and then build a system. And that's not really easy. Okay, it has a courage and mentals and what we call entrepreneurial mindset. Next, please. Next. Yeah. Okay, next. Yeah, as we know, like 15 years ago, business as usual, or 20 years ago, business as usual is okay. So everything's going fine, going up and down, but the trend is still going up. But now, next, business as usual means that, because as the previous presenters mentions about Bani, Fuka, it's all about uncertainties. So that's why governments do something with this kind of conditions. In 2022, the government issued a presidential decree that's what we call the Peraturan Presiden, okay, Presidential Decree number 2 of 2022, that's focusing on the developments of entrepreneurships in Indonesia. And for information, there are 4 stages now. 4 stages in entrepreneurships phases in Indonesia. Previous regulations that we already know about the small and medium enterprises, right? But now for entrepreneurs, we have already only 4 phases. The first one is the general public, the people that don't really know about entrepreneurships, never ever done the entrepreneurship process before. And the next phase is the entrepreneurs candidate. That's, of course, the students, the new startups without any legal or registered company. And the third one is the novice entrepreneurs. That's what we call startup. And the last ones is the established entrepreneurs. That's basically the entrepreneurs that already run their business up to 3 years or 42 months. So we're focusing on that. Next. Okay, so based on that, governments make committees and lead by the Ministry of Small Cooperative and Small Medium Enterprises with with 3 ministers under that. Next, please. Okay, so the task is the simple: to get the ratios of entrepreneurs 3.95% in 2024, and they develop they divide the task to all phases and all 27 ministries in Indonesia. Next, please. So our focus research is simple. So we're trying to define the problems faced by the entrepreneurs in establishment phases. Next. So based on surveys and also interviews, and we relate that with the literatures, there are 9 of problems you can see on the slide. Based on that 9 problems, we elaborate to more than 20 attributes. Next, please. So the method is simple. We collect like 100 samples, 100 samples, and the questionnaire we distribute to all of the entrepreneurs in the Ministry of Cooperative and SMEs groups. And we divide it 3 areas: Western, Centrals, and also Eastern. And we map them with the important performance metrics, or IPA. Next. So next, please. So based on the IPA metrics, important performance metrics, there are 3 attributes in the quadrant, the first quadrant, 9 attributes in the second quadrant, 10 attributes in the third quadrant, and there are 4 attributes in the last quadrant, the quadrant 4. Next. So we can see here, I think we can just focus on the first quadrant because that's really important. So guess what? The most important problems faced by the entrepreneurs in the phase of establishments is the first ones related to innovations. And second one, they don't really know about entrepreneurial mindset. And the last ones is the needs of the business mentors. Next. Focusing on those 3, the first ones is the innovations. They need partners to make their innovations to become reality. Innovations is kind of it's for the SMEs. They don't really know how to create innovations. They don't really know how to implement that. So based on the surveys, they need partner to make that happen. And the one straightforward measures to acquire business partners is to join community. Next. The second one is entrepreneurial mindset. This is really basic one, but fortunately, that's why our ratio is still number 5 in the Asian. So that's why one of the basic things in entrepreneurships is entrepreneurial mindset. They don't really know about that. So that's why a lot of entrepreneurs run their business and suddenly they fail and they don't want to start it again. Next. Based on GEM, actually, we already have really good framework conditions, the entrepreneurial framework conditions. We are above average. But next, we can see from the survey from the 2022 GEM survey, it mentions that fear of failures there, we are ranked 41 from 49 countries. So I think that's one of the problems that can relate with the entrepreneurial mindset. Next. The last problem is business mentors. Okay, start from the establishment phase, which means that the entrepreneurs that already run their business up to 4 years, they need mentors. I think that can have relations with the product life cycles, right? I mean, when you already reach the mature kind of positions and it starts to decline, So that means that you need more innovations, right? You need more mentors. So that's why the needs of mentors here to become one of the top problems. Next. So for informations, the Ministry of Small Cooperative and Small Medium Enterprise, in order to cover all of the problems, they make the Entrepreneurs Hub. And this is actually the final one. Next. Hopefully, Entrepreneur Hub will join all of the stakeholders in Indonesia to make an ecosystem, entrepreneurship ecosystem better. I think that's time's up. Thank you very much, Bapak Ibu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Does have any question? Very good presentation from Pak Wisnu. If not, thank you very much. Give one more applause. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Really nice of you. Makasih Bapak Ibu. Assalamualaikum. Makasih Pak Syamil.
Thank
Makasih
you.
Pak Odong.
Okay, the next presentation is from Ibu Himiyatul Amanah Jiwa Juwita, Ibu Risna Wijayanti, and Ibu Faiza Bella Salsabila. The title is Banking Profitability Analysis Before Minting Fintech. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sebelumnya mohon izin untuk semuanya, saya tergolong Bismillahirrahmanirrahim yang jujur, termasuk kelompok yang tidak bisa berbahasa Inggris dengan lancar, sehingga saya nanti dalam menyampaikan presentasi pembacanya. Mohon izinnya. Thank you for the time. To presentation my dissertation. Please come the title. My title is Banking Profitability Analysis Before and After Implementation Fintech. Suaranya.
Nih, Ibu keras aja, keras aja.
The firm the firm of bank accountable for the trust of the public of a customer in the use of banking service is that the bank prepares credible financial report. Making financial report allows the public to assess bank performance of its period. Di situ aja. Profitability describes the company's ability to generate profit of profit. Okay. Continue. Research purpose to analyze with there are difference of approximate profitability ratio of return on asset before and after implementing financial technology. Two, research paper is to analyze whether there are different in the profitability ratio process by return on equity before and after implementing financial technology. Point three, the analysis whether there are difference in the profitability ratio process by net interest margin before and after implementing financial technology. Point four, the analysis whether there is a difference in the profitability ratio process from operating expenses to operating income before and after implementation. Teori yang terkait di sini adalah Sinakrin theory. This theory to menggambarkan according signal theory explain management persistence of the company future growth, which will affect of fraction of potential inventories the company. Teori yang lain di sini adalah financial theory teknologi in banking yang menggambarkan about the following of some of financial technology service in banking. There are one ATM atau automatic teller machine, internet banking, mobile banking, e-money, like Link Aja, OVO, GoPay, and etc. Oke, lanjut. Habis. Hasil. Oke, praktik. Silakan. Implication practical based on result of the study show there have been a change in banking profitability after work which finding startup. However, the change of negative due to a decline. This indicates the application on fintech in banking has not provided benefit as increasing bank profitability. Thank you.
Finish, Bu? Okay. I finish another slide after this? After this slide? Okay, thank you.
Oke, terima kasih untuk Ibu. Terima kasih. Kasih tepuk tangan.
Thank you very much.
Ada pertanyaan silakan. Ingat ya ada 3 presenter. Jadi silakan. Ada pertanyaan? Jika tidak, sekali lagi terima kasih. Terima kasih. Oke, klikernya tadi mana ya? Clicker.
Izin try the pointer first before the next presenter. Can we check the pointer first? Not working. Nah. Okay. Sip. All right. Yeah. Udah. Okay. Next presenter.
Okay, thank you very much. Next presentation is from Ibu Risna Wijayanti, Ibu Himiatul Amanah Jiwa Juwita, and then Ibu Cindy Eka Yulianti Cahyaningtyas. The title is very long. Financial distress as a consequence of ownership structure, gender diversity and leverage, a study of property, real estate and building construction companies listed on the Indonesian Stock Exchange from 2015 to 2019. Please welcome.
Yang bawah kan karena saya punya Thank you very much. Before I present my topic today, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Krishna Wijayanti. I am from Economic Faculty and Business University, Brawijaya University. We have this team from based on our teams that are Ibu Himiatul Amanah Jiwa Juwita and Cindy Eka Yulianti. My title is the effect of ownership structure, gender diversity, and leverage towards financial distress on the property, real estate, and building construction sectors. Okay. Okay. Could you please, after I said the property, real estate, and building, for the hyperlink for the committee, yeah. This is the background of our research is based on the phenomena that property, real estate, and building construction have a problem from their performance, especially for financial performance. The data for the property or this sector is we can see from the hyperlink. Could you please click the property here? This is the sign. This is no, yeah, no. This is for the background. Yeah, this is for the property. We have box the segi empat square. The square. Can you click the square because I have a hyperlink. Before this slide. The first one after title. Okay, could you please click the blue one, the blue color one? The blue color one. Because I have a hyperlink here.
The blue one.
Gedung.
No. The first slide.
Sorry, Miss, you mean the square for the blue?
Yes, this is.
Oh yeah. Yang pojok kiri atas ada segi empat warna biru.
Gedung. Kiri ujung.
Ah ya.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I bother you for this. Okay. The property, real estate, and building construction sector. This is have a problem during the last 10 years. Yeah, that there were around 6 companies have delisted from the Indonesian capital market. So this is a problem for the properties companies. And then besides that, there are around 19 until 74%. This is so the unhealthy condition. Yeah. Okay. Next. This is the companies of real estate that the sector has the most companies, the most number of companies that have delisted in Indonesian capital market. And then next. Okay, this is the unhealthy condition of the property sectors. Yeah, they have around 20% in 2016 and tend to decrease the unhealthy condition companies here. Okay, go back to the first slide. go back to the first slide because I have the color number on the tanda panah. You can click in the arrow. Okay, thank you. Okay, this is okay, next slide. Okay, this is the problem that why the sectors has a problem in the financial performance. Yeah, they are delisted is because of the delisting. Okay, this is the causes is because of the leverage, and then the actors or the agents like managers, like a diversity in managers and the ownership. Okay, next. This is the research problem here and the research objective. So we have the research problem here. Is there any effect of the gender diversity, ownership structure, and the leverage? Okay, next. Okay, we have underlying theory is agency theory. Because of the agency theory is for the conflict of interest between managers and principal. Yeah, because this is between the ownership and the agent or manager. Okay, next. Okay, this is the previous research. I think we have a research gap. Yeah, the different result. Yeah, among the previous researchers. Okay, next. This is our conceptual theories about this. Yeah, there are 4 determinants that can affect the financial distress. Okay, next. Okay, this is we have we will test or we will investigate of the property sector here. Okay, next, I think next. Okay, this is the result about our hypothesis that we found that gender diversity and ownership structure like managerial and institutional ownership didn't have significant effect on the financial distress. Just leverage have a significant effect on the financial distress. Okay, next. Okay, this is okay. I think this is the test for the model. Okay. This is the test of the model. Next. This is just the text of the model. This is the conclusion that we have no significant effect for 3 variables like institutional ownership, and managerial ownership. Why this is not significant? Go to the blue color one. There is okay. Yeah, there is a reason why the 3 factors do not have significant effect. Could you please click the hyperlink in the blue one? No, in the blue one, like the previous one. Yeah. This is no. Okay. This is This is the reason why. Could you click the blue one?
The blue one, guys. Mas Dwiki yang biru bulat, oval biru.
Hyperlink.
Yang biru.
Okay, good. This is the reason is why the insignificant effect of those the 3 variables. The first one is the managerial ownership, because the most of managers in public companies have relatively small ownership proportion, so that it will be larger probability to have agency problem. And then institutional ownership concentration on 1 or 2 institutions. Just this is they concentrate in this, so that they tend to bring their own interest, not the shareholders' interest. And then leverage, this is the support capital structure of theory Modigliani-Miller. Okay, next. And then the other finding is leverage. The leverage is significant effect on the financial distress. Okay, next slide. The next. Okay, this is our suggestion. The company pay more attention to funding through debt, because the greater the debt increase the company's leverage ratio, and then will lead to higher risk of default for payment. And then investor as an information that leverage has important role. This is the future research about this. The future research can develop the finding try by analyzing the other managerial variables. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, any question? If not, one round of big applause again. Thank you. Terima kasih. Okay, and the next presenter is Bapak Monri Ratu Buisang, Bapak Muhammad Rahmatullah, Ibu Lydia Tanda Pare. Judulnya adalah The Influence of Entrepreneurship Motivation on Vocational High School Student. Student intent to entrepreneurship. Please welcome. Pak Monri Adi.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Bapak-Bapak, Ibu-Ibu. Sebetulnya saya menyiapkan diri untuk berbahasa Inggris. Tapi ketika buyar, jadi saya sepertinya saya dimarahin sudah sama teman tuh pakai bahasa Inggris. Saya kurang pede. Jadi sekarang batasan, tapi insya Allah yang ditampilkan itu adalah bahasa Inggris. Jadi judul saya Pak Rahmatullah dan salah satu mahasiswa saya, kami meneliti mengenai pengaruh. Ada contekannya.
Slide.
Ya, slide-nya ada. Oke, ini sebetulnya PPT yang pertama. Tapi saya ada kirim PPT yang kedua. Mungkin lebih baik karena ada 10 menit saja, saya akan bercerita mengenai pengaruh motivasi berwirausaha terhadap intensi berwirausaha siswa kelas 10 sekolah menengah kejuruan. Bapak Ibu sekalian, saya Matullah dan Lydia itu merupakan perwakilan dari Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan Universitas Lambung Mangkurat Banjarmasin. Kami konsentrasi pendidikan akuntansi dan pendidikan kewirausahaan. Jadi kami tidak murni pendidikan. Yang kami teliti juga mengenai dari siswa itu sendiri untuk berwirausaha. Jadi ceritanya di Banjarmasin itu ada 328 dijadikan sebagai sampel, dan ternyata mereka memiliki intensi yang akan tetapi dipengaruhi oleh beberapa faktor. Banjarmasin itu menjadi seorang wirausaha, menurut sebagian orang itu bukan pekerjaan yang seksi, tetapi mereka lebih ingin anaknya menjadi PNS ataupun pegawai. orang sana bilang bahwa ngapain sekolah tinggi-tinggi kalau cuma berdagang. Tetapi anak-anak di sana ingin sekali menjadi seorang wirausaha. Kemudian dikarenakan hasilnya ini memang ke arah siswanya, tetapi kami tarik ke belakang penyebab mengapa tidak bisa berkembang minat berwirausaha dari siswa itu sendiri. Salah satu faktornya atau ditemukan kemarin hasilnya ada 42% itu dari gurunya. Jadi guru di sana dikarenakan yang terbatas untuk mengembangkan keilmuannya itu berdampak kepada siswanya itu sendiri. Jadi pada saat guru-guru di sana walaupun lulusan dari pendidikan kewirausahaan tetapi menyuruh siswanya untuk berbisnis tetapi hanya seputaran keilmuannya saja mengakibatkan siswanya itu merasa bahwa contoh saja misalnya dia adalah siswa pariwisata. Mereka cuma lari ke arah bagaimana bikin travel, bagaimana kuliner saja misalnya. Tidak ada misalnya bagaimana caranya mengembangkan vlogger untuk memperkenalkan tempat-tempat wisata khususnya yang berhubungan dengan sejarah misalnya. Itu dikarenakan keterbatasan gurunya. Kemudian berikutnya adalah gurunya pun di sana yang kami tenggarai bahwa terlalu banyaknya tugas-tugas yang dibebankan pemerintah terhadap guru, sama seperti kita dosen ada yang harus di sister dan sebagainya, masa administrasi, sehingga mereka tidak bisa mengembangkan keilmuannya khususnya dalam hal kewirausahaan. Jadi kemampuan gurunya terbatas. Siswa sama seperti kita, cuma dikasih, disuapin, selesai. Mereka terbatas. Berikutnya lagi adalah kenapa di SMK. SMK ini kan ada 3 hal. Yang pertama adalah siswa SMK kalau tidak melanjutkan kuliah, 2 bekerja, 3 berwirausaha. Tetapi mereka tidak mau berwirausaha dan tidak mau bekerja karena menganggap berpendidikan tinggi itu jauh lebih mulia. Jadi seolah-olah percuma mereka sekolah sampai dengan SMA, mereka ingin melanjutkan ke perguruan tinggi. Jadi hasilnya adalah siswa-siswa di sana itu tidak berkembang keilmuan wirausahanya dikarenakan keterbatasan keilmuan dari gurunya itu sendiri. Dan itu saja presentasi dari saya, memang inti-intinya saja. Saya nggak bisa baca di depan, terlalu gugup, tangan saya dingin, daripada kenapa-napa saya di depan. Mending itu saja. Terima kasih, itu dari saya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, terima kasih. Thank you very much. Selanjutnya, next question. Any question? Question. Give him the most difficult question you have, please. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
Alhamdulillah.
Terima kasih. Terima kasih. The next presentation is from Ibu Radita Hapsari, the impact of entrepreneurial marketing factors on reactive resilience, evidence from small and medium social enterprises in Indonesia. Please welcome Ibu Radita Hapsari. Where is the applause? Where is the applause?
Okay, thank you Pak Syamil. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Good morning, everyone. This morning, I'm going to present my research project. The title, as mentioned by Pak Samil, is The Impact of Entrepreneurial Marketing Factors on Reactive Resilience. This is the evidence from small and medium social enterprises in Indonesia. Yeah, as we know, in recent years, the interest in the study of entrepreneurship has increased significantly. And as we know as well, it is crucial for every nation to have many entrepreneurs, as one of the function of the entrepreneur, as you can see in the slide, one of the function is to contribute to the transformation from the low impact society to the higher impact, to the higher income society. For that reason, nowadays the concept of social entrepreneurship has emerged. One of the function is to help government to solve social problem in the society, of course. And as you can see in the slide as well, social entrepreneurship is the application of the entrepreneurial behavior that tends to prioritize social objective over profit gains. However, even though profit is not the main goal for the social firms, but the social firms, of course, they still need to be sustained and resilient organization. And as we know, that every organization should be aware that innovation is regarded as one of the crucial factor to be succeed. Previous study that we have explored, the previous study has mentioned that for the profit organization, actually, there are some robust predictor of innovation performance and also business resilience. For example, like as I mentioned, the entrepreneurial marketing is a robust predictor for the profit organization, but in the setting of social or non-profit organization, there is a still limited study that has been done in investigating the role of entrepreneurial marketing in enhancing innovation performance and business resilience. And furthermore, this study investigate the predictors of innovativeness and firm resilience in the setting of social enterprise industry that I mentioned before is still limited. Thus, there is a need to explore the antecedent of innovative performance and firm resilience in the setting of social enterprise. Next slide, please. It's not working. Oh, yeah. Thank you. In order to reach the research objective, we have reviewed some literature. As you can see here, the entrepreneurial marketing, about the entrepreneurial marketing and social entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurial marketing itself is defined as the marketing of small businesses that develop through entrepreneurship, and social entrepreneurship is an effort to create business innovations for betterment of society's welfare. Next, please. And proactiveness refers to the mindset and skills that enable the deployment and control of new products, services, procedure before market competitors. And based on Lumpkin 2014, he said that there is a high correlation that exists between proactivity and company performance. Thus, the first hypothesis, we developed the first hypothesis, proactiveness have a positive and significant effect on innovative performance. Next, please. And as you can see in the slide as well, so the hypothesis 2 is we propose that calculated risk-taking positive and significantly affect innovative performance. We propose this hypothesis based on the literature review and previous study as well. And the hypothesis 3, we propose that resource leverage or resource leveraging positive and significantly affect innovative performance. And the last hypothesis, social firm innovative performance positive and significantly affect social firm reactive resilience. So this is our conceptual model. As I said, we got 4 hypotheses here, and this is an explanatory research. We got Actually, we distribute like more than 100 questionnaire, but only 85 questionnaire usable, only 85 usable questionnaire here. We use purposive sampling technique with 2 sampling criteria. The first criteria is the social enterprises manager who are domiciled in Indonesia. And the second one, managing a social enterprises that have been established for at least 3 years in a row. We use a structural equation modeling to analyze the result. And this is the result. This is the respondent characteristics. I don't think we have enough time to explain one by one, so I will go to the next result. For every variable is valid and is valid. We can see from the outer loading from the average variant extracted, and so we can mark everything is valid here. And this is the result of the hypothesis testing. All of the 4 hypotheses are accepted. It means that proactiveness, risk-taking behavior, resource leveraging has impact to the innovative performance. And the innovative performance itself, it can be concluded that innovative performance has a positive and significant impact to the social firm resiliences. So this is our discussion. So as I mentioned, that hypothesis 1 is supported. It means that the manager, the social enterprises manager that have proactiveness mindset, they tend to have action-oriented, not reaction-oriented, and they tend to continuously looking for the opportunity and enjoy facing and overcoming obstacle for their idea. And for the hypothesis 2, is also accepted. So we can say that social enterprises that having a good risk-taking behavior, they usually open for the new opportunity, even though there are some risks associated with the opportunity. Furthermore, as you can see in the slide, the manager that possess good risk-taking behavior, they will calculate and take risks when they think it will benefit to the company. So they don't afraid, they're not afraid to the risk associated with the opportunity. And the hypothesis 3, we can say that the manager of social enterprises who are using the networking to get advantages for the company, they will tend to have a good innovation performance. So in order to be better and innovative social enterprises, so the manager should use their resources effectively. And for the hypothesis 4, we can say that the company that always make improvement on their products and services, it can be through the internal process improvement and technological advancement, will tend to be more resilient. So we can conclude that proactiveness, risk-taking behavior, and resource leveraging, it can enhance social firms' innovativeness and social firm resiliency. This is the limitation and suggestion for future research. As the database of social enterprises in Indonesia is still limited, finding social enterprises that are willing to be the respondent of this study is quite challenging. That's why we deliver or we distributed like more than 100 questionnaire, but only 85 usable questionnaire. And for the future research is encouraged to integrate other control variables, such as gender, country of origin, type of the company, and it will strengthen the predictive power of the model. Thank you very much, everyone. I would like to acknowledge that this research was funded by Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Brawijaya Malang. Thank you very much. Thank you, Pak.
Thank you very much, Ibu Radita Hapsari. Any question from the floor? Okay, one question. Please speak loudly.
Check. Thank you very much. I'm Rahmat from Lambang Mangkurat University. It's very interesting because maybe we can say it's related with our project about social partnerships. Maybe I see that from the result that you show, is there any explanation about the different age between the result based on the different age? Because we see that there are different age from the sample, like young generation and older generation. Is there any specific result about that factor? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for the question, Pak. Siapa tadi? Yeah, Bapak, thank you for the question. As I mentioned in the future study, so because we don't have specific result about the age, about the gender, and about the other control variables. So actually, for the next research, I think the next researchers should investigate on that. Yeah, so for this research, we don't specifically like investigate on the gender, on the age, and etc. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any more question? If not, one round of big applause. Thank you very much. Okay, and then the next presentation from Professor Ananda Sabil Hussein. The title is Entrepreneurial Marketing Orientation, Adaptive Marketing Capability, and Marketing Performance among Indonesian Creative Business. Please welcome Professor Ananda Sabil Hussein. Give the big applause for the professor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Pak Ono, Pak Bapak atas waktunya. Baik, today I'll try to share a little bit about our last 2 years project. So it's about entrepreneurial marketing orientation, adaptive marketing capability, and marketing performance among Indonesian creative business. So actually, it was my last 2 years project, yeah, in around. Especially the study was in East Java province actually. Well, so I'm really sorry if my presentation maybe not really similar like what I presented, because like the slide was prepared by my assistant and I'm really sorry I didn't check it. So maybe it's not really in line with what I present today. Well, actually the study is about creative business. Especially we focus on small medium enterprise doing in creative business. So the big question actually is like, what's the problem? Sometimes small business, they're very fragile, and then they have like many problems in terms of the marketing. So like we try to think about how we increase the marketing performance of small medium enterprise in the area of creative business. So that's the idea, how we can increase their marketing performance. That's the idea. And then based on our literature review, and I think this is very common, that the idea of entrepreneurial marketing is one of the strategy that can be used to improve marketing performance, right? I think everyone here is agree that entrepreneurial marketing is a strategy, is a very common strategy to improve marketing performance. However, we thought that entrepreneurial marketing is like very common. Then we thought like how we develop a new things. Based on literatures, we understand that entrepreneurial marketing focus on the marketing. However, actually, in order to do marketing, we can combine the idea of entrepreneurial orientation and market orientation. We know that entrepreneurial orientation consists of proactiveness, innovativeness, and forget the last one. Yeah. So there are 3 dimensions. And also entrepreneurial marketing is focused on the market. So entrepreneurial marketing orientation is the combination between market orientation and entrepreneurial orientation. So we develop this notion. We predict like entrepreneurial marketing orientation will be the suitable for the small medium enterprise in order to increase their marketing performance. So that's our idea for the first thing. Then, in order to improve the marketing performance, we also believe that marketing capability is one of the idea. Every small, medium enterprise, especially the small business, they need to have marketing capability. But we also need to understand that small, medium enterprise, especially small business, their marketing capability need to be agile, because like we know that ecosystem of the small, medium enterprise is very easy to change, right? Like, for example, if there is there will be general election, they need to adapt with the situation. And then if there is a pandemic, like the crisis, they need also to adapt with the situation. That's why like we try to propose, this is our novelty, to propose the idea of adaptive marketing capability. So we try to develop that how they can increase the marketing capability that can be adaptive with the situation. That's why like we try to analyze the relationship among entrepreneurial marketing orientation as the combination between entrepreneurial orientation and entrepreneur marketing, and also adaptive marketing capability, the development of marketing capability in order to in order to improve marketing performance for small and medium enterprise in creative business. Well, I skipped this one, yeah, it's too many letter here. So we developed the model. We have 4 hypotheses. Yeah, it's very common, yeah, for research, for 4 hypotheses. Okay, I jump into the method. So in this research, we invited actually 300 creative business around East Java province, but only 226 participants participated in the study. It's quite many actually, because we analyze with any statistical things is acceptable. So 226 participants, and then we use questionnaire, Likert scale, and we analyze with the partial square, because like we want to make it in qualitative, but it takes time. So we try in quantitative, and PLS is the most easiest technical analysis. All right, this is our method, and this is our participant. Most of them are male, and then most of them, because this is very interesting, yeah, because like we can have a look that the person, the individual who are involved in the creative business actually is the person between 36 to 55. So it's considered still young. This is very interesting. Another one, in terms of educational background, most of them have an undergraduate degree. This is very interesting, because like if we know that small, medium enterprise, mostly like they not really have a higher education, but in the creative business, almost 42% they have undergraduate degree. This is in the case of East Java. I don't know in West Java, but in East Java, almost 42% they have undergraduate degree. And then in terms of business, our participants were actually between 6 to 10 years, so it's quite long. So I think acceptable. Based on this, we analyze all fine. This is very interesting. So based on our finding, we found that first, entrepreneurial marketing orientation is a very good determinant. This is very important strategy in order to increase marketing performance. So we need to improve the ability of entrepreneurial marketing orientation if we want to improve their marketing performance. Entrepreneurial marketing performance as determinant of marketing performance, entrepreneurial marketing orientation as the determinant of marketing performance was also found to have a very significant effect on adaptive marketing capability. So if we want to make the creative business to have a very good marketing capability, we need to make them the strategy to be oriented into entrepreneurial orientation and also market orientation. Then once they once they address the market, they will have a very agile and also adaptive with the capability of their marketing. And finally, of course, it will improve their marketing performance. So I think I invite everyone in here, if you want to study together in terms of adaptive marketing capability and entrepreneurial marketing, I think there are still many areas that can be investigate together. We can make a collaboration, because like the area of marketing capability, dynamic capability, and also those things is very interesting in this current day, especially in the in the situation that everything is uncertain like in these days. Well, I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Professor. Now you have any question? Okay. Again, once again, please give the professor the most difficult question you have. Okay. He is the professor.
Thank you, Professor. It's a very, thank you for the time. It's a very good time for us actually, because maybe it's a little bit critic for qualitative research because the problem sometimes is we can make a special action to as the suggestion, because like what I asked before, when we doing research about this many variable, but we not make differentiation between age or between like younger or older, like the basic of the influence of the family, like are they religious or not. Sometimes it's being a problem for us, like we in Banjarmasin, we have a very religious family background, because they make business based on their the beliefness. Sometimes they do not think about the profit, because they think working is a part of religion. So sometimes they not think about how to make creation, how to innovation, but the most important for them, just working for religion purpose, like that. Maybe based on your experience, maybe you can share about the little specific part or specific differentiations about how the sample between the age influence to the marketing entrepreneurship, marketing adaptive capability, because that usually our problem, because we cannot make specific judgment or specific next step to create better improvement for the entrepreneurs that still stand until now. Thank you.
Yeah, this is true hard question, Pak. Well, actually, yeah, one of the limitation of the study, I didn't include or insert the idea of spirituality or religiosity. Well, but we know that basically in many research, I mean, like maybe in the future research, the notion of spirituality, I'm quite disagree, actually, not disagree. I'm quite not really enjoy if puts religiosity, but if spirituality, well, it will be great, because everyone, especially, yeah, sometimes we thought about the spirituality, no matter religious, yeah, no matter religion, but we can consider spirituality as one of the determinant of the capability of marketing, or maybe entrepreneurial marketing orientation, because those things actually is coming from inner side of the person who run the business, right? So yeah. And also in many research, spirituality has been considered actually as the determinant of those attitude and also those behavior of in terms of doing business. So well, I agree maybe, but yeah, I'm really sorry that in this study I didn't especially put spirituality as a research, and yeah, it will be the further study. So yeah, it's very interesting. But all right.
Any more question? No more difficult question for our professor. If not, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Waalaikumsalam. Okay, and next presentation is from Pak Donald Sutanto Panjaitan. Total cost of ownership factors in procurement and technology economic assessment, a systematic literature review. Please welcome Pak Donald Sutanto Panjaitan. Horas.
Horas, Pak. Thank you, Insinyur Syamil, PhD, and also the committee for my presentation today is about total cost of ownership factors in procurement and technology economic assessment. This is a systematic literature review. I'm Donald Santo Panjaitan, and I work for government. So in National Public Procurement Agency, Lembaga Kebijakan Pengadaan Barang Jasa Pemerintah. So we have catalog and tendering for small business entrepreneurs. So if you have a small business entrepreneur, you can put your business in a government procurement, and maybe we can discuss later. But my presentation today is about total cost of procurement. This is my topics, and introduction is about total cost of ownership. So it's about method to understand the true cost if customer buying goods or services from particular supplier. So it's not just buying cost, but also cost that rise during operation and maintenance until disposal phase. So TCO applies in supplier selection, in purchasing, and also in many sector such as automobiles. And TCO is a cost calculation approach. So this is just about approach to calculate all costs from the life cycle of the products and used to economically assess new technology and also to evaluate supplier selection. So in government procurement, we use this to calculate, and in procurement, in tendering, and also in purchasing to make a decision about how to make decision about the supplier in government. And why we research about total cost of ownership is because still a lack of explicit systematic literature review of TCO factors. And also this study filled the gap literature review, especially for article published in 2013 until 2022. So the aim of the research is to identify the element of TCO in the literature, and also what is the future research opportunity in TCO. This is the concept of TCO. I think everybody here can read about the concept and also the field. It can be used in automobiles, manufacturing, durable goods, and also service system. If we look in life cycle of the product from selection until to the end of the product life, we can see that there are so many costs that our activity, including in deployment and exploitation. So we analyze all costs that consumer purchase the goods and the services from the selection until the end of the product. And what's the methodology? The methodology is literature review. So we use multiple steps from step 1 until the 6th step. The first is identification of relevant literature, and then screening, including title and abstract. And the 5th step is relevant and full text eligibility. And finally, we find 101 papers about total cost of ownership. And we analyze the paper from based on the journal, objects, keywords, and the purpose of the article. And the result is this. From the frequency keyword, most of the journal is talk about energy policy, energy, and applied energy. And also from keywords frequency, it's about cost. Yeah. And from publication count, we can see that the last 5 years, there is increasing paper of TCO. And also distribution research by countries, we can see that almost the countries is from developed countries. Just only India in number 3, number 2, just 3 research in India. So this means that not many research in developing country, including in Indonesia. And also from research object, most of the object is product or system. And also research content, it's about business to consumer, sorry, and also business to business. So not many research in business to government. Sorry. And if you look about a life cycle pace, the TCO factor is depend on the life cycle pace based on category. So if the supplier or manufacturer, it begins from design and the production or quality. And if the product is consumer goods, it's start from selection, purchase, deployment, exploitation, and of life of the product. And what is the factor and sub-factor of TCO? We clustering in 3 cluster. The first is one-time cost. The second is recurring cost, which is over time, and then social cost. And this is factor influencing TCO from one-time cost in the left side, and then recurring cost. And also there is social cost, which is including emission, noise, congestion, downtime, and accident. As a conclusion, this study review a TCO model from article based on systematic literature review from 101 articles, and there has been a shift in the purpose of the TCO from supplier selection to technology economic assessment. And there is change to consider social aspects such as emission and noise pollution. And also the last is only little attention in business to government or public procurement. And the future research is consider sustainability or green procurement as TCO main factor for public procurement. I think that's all my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Pak Donald Sutanto Panjaitan. Give him applause. Thank you. Any question? Okay, and we really appreciate Pak Donald because he is the only government officer who is here today to make the presentation. Any question? If not, once again, give him a big applause. Thank you. Okay, next, okay, the last presentation from Pak Jajat, he is very famous faculty member at BINUS Creative Partnership. And we save the best presentation for the last, okay? This should be the best presentation.
Thank you, Samuel. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Jajat Sudrajat from Department Creative Partnership, BINUS University Bandung. As my job is business advisor, edition business student. Today, my presentation, the title, Development of Business Ecosystem Entrepreneurship Model, Model SMSA, and student use business model canvas. Next slide. Oh, ini. Okay. The specific target to be achieved is to develop an entrepreneurial engagement pathway model to develop MSME student business ecosystem. And the methodology used the research in research development RD approach method utility. The result of study proved that the concept of the business model canvas is a tool for understanding and development SM ecosystem and student businesses. To promote this student entrepreneurship and enhance their learning experience, this university launched in student business website bisanara.com. Please, you're open the bisanara.com. The internship center business university and university in Indonesia all play important role shaping the entrepreneurial mindset of student through coaching and development. And Binus University has designed its LPPM to include a community development program with the main objective of promoting economic, social, and environment development. And principal in this book, someone who is going to do business card start from who the customer segment is so that by determining the market level, it will affect the benefit of an item or service and what resources are needed by a company. And activities can be practiced using the business model canvas concept, which consists of 19 blocks, business model canvas. And when we use the method research, use the research development, because research development method represent APSKI strategies and action in order to improve current products or meet existing product requirement. The products referred to are not limited to physical object or hardware. Include textbook, teaching material, classroom in laboratories. Alternatively, it could include software, some computer application for data processing, or from classroom training, libraries or laboratories, as well as training modules. Learning model, evaluation tool, management system, and other from digital asset. This list, for example, the business model canvas from make to student, the title my mark, and is the picture my student every month, or every week, maybe make to assignment, the figure, the leading process of creating student group business idea using BMC. This is from example to progress idea business mahasiswa atau or student, the title my mark, the figure of value proposition concept and student business idea segment. Please, next slide. This picture, the product of student product and business model MSI in more Pascal Sutria. The collaboration student and Pascal Mo. This picture, BMC learning model process in post-it, yeah, in the class discussion in the class, group student every week, yeah, every week to learning BMC concept. Please, next slide. Conclusion, based on the long-term research objective in this study, namely to develop an entrepreneurial model from MSMA business ecosystem, and student using a business model canvas, we can convert the conclusion which are follows. One, student are able to make prototype and form of business idea with the guide of learners in class. And to conclusion, the process of learning the concept of business model canvas by informing MSMAs for comparative studies, so that student can see directly the product of MSN and business model. It is how the ideas of business can be realized in collaboration with MSMSs by the developer, the MSS ecosystem, and student business. Okay, thank you very much for.
Okay, thank you very much. This is our last presentation. Give him a big applause for. Any question? Any question? If not, one more time. Give him a big applause. Thank you. Thank you. So, Pak Jajat presentation concludes our today presentation. So we have a total of 10 offline presentation, and we have a dozen more of presentation using Zoom in our breakout room. So we thank you very much for your kindness to come to make the presentation today. And now I would like to return my time and my money to MC.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pak Ono.
Once again, please applause for all the presenters.
Yes,
Thank you, Pak. And Pak Ono.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we will inform you that we have lunch. So you already meal voucher or meal coupon on you. So you can put the voucher in front of the ATM, and then you can get your meal. So we will have ESOP break time until 1 p.m. So you can lunch in here.
Yeah.
And then after that, you can pray. The place for praying will be at 11:05.
And then all of the participants will gather together here, and the committee will direct you to the Yellow Hotel together to the direct way over there, right? Next to the human capital room. Yeah, so the committee will direct all of the participants to go together, and we'll gather together at 1 p.m. at the ballroom, at Yellow Hotel.
Yes. So if you want to go together to the Yellow Hotel, so we will wait here. Yeah, at 1 p.m. So the committee will guide you to the Yellow Hotel through the 4-level at Venus. So the praying room will be at 11:05 and basement level. So if you want to go to the praying room, so there are students will help you to guide you to the praying room.
And one more, Mr. Puji, they're gonna be like best speakers and best presenters, and the best speakers from the on-site, Pak Shamil and Pak Ono will decide who are the best speakers. And we will announce that at Yellow Hotel at gala dinner. So this gathering will gather until night. So you guys, I mean, like Bapak Ibu, don't go everywhere. So we'll gather together until gala dinner. Oh, the time is up.
The time is up. So We'll meet you again at 1 p.m. Thank you very much for coming and joining the presentation of APSKI International Conference 2023. So have a good lunch.
Have a good lunch.
Have a
And
good.
we are as the committee and BINUS Bandung would like to say thank you so much for all the participants. So give applause for all of us.
Okay, so thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon and salam sejahtera.
Wassalamualaikum. Ya.
Bapak Ibu silakan, vouchernya sudah ada, bisa dimintakan konsumsinya di depan ATM, ditukarkan vouchernya dengan makan siangnya. Untuk sholat bisa di 11.05 atau di basement. Nanti ada mahasiswa yang membantu kalau Bapak Ibu butuh informasi. Terima kasih.
Oh iya, iya. Ya, kita ya tadi lupa. Oh, ini lagi. Oke. Kita tugasnya hanya bisa siap. Jadi agak gelap itu yang matanya. Oh, oke. Indikasinya ya, 120 ribuan. Maka Bapak jangan sampai ketinggalan. Ya saya. Oh ini Pak ini. Indikasi. Biar panitia yang enak. Ya, sebagian punya saya juga sih. Nah itu Ahmad Samir, udah siap. Ini punya saya, nama saya soalnya sering banget punya ini. JWC. Oh Binus, Bapak? JWC. Oh JWC. Kita nyolong. Oh siap. Ahmad Samir. Oh siap. Baik kita akan nyolong aja. Saya juga.